The trip along this trail travels across time, from ancient ruins to the heart of nuclear science. Let's start our look in San Isidro, where a simple church is a scenic center of the community. A few short miles along the Byway, you will find roadside vendors from Jemez Pueblo selling fry bread-based tacos and other unique treats across the street from the Pueblo's visitor center. This is where the distinctive Jemez red cliffs begin appearing, just the first of the interesting terrain changes this trail will offer. A short drive off the main road will have you passing through the Gilman Tunnels. These twin tunnels served the logging industry trains that worked the canyons almost a century ago. Dynamite formed the tunnels, but powerful natural forces created Soda Dam, a short distance up the Byway. This domed landmark on the Jemez River is the result of the mineral-rich hot springs that boil to the surface all along these canyons. In fact, the small town of Jemez Springs owes its existence, at least in part, to those boiling waters. The popular bathhouse here dates back to the 1870s, fed by a steaming underground water source so thick with minerals that the buildup around the well creates an unusual natural work of art. Jemez Springs is pure small-town Americana, probably most evident during holiday celebrations, like the 4th of July. On the edge of this quaint mountain getaway village are the remnants of a much older settlement. Jemez State Monument wraps around the ruins of Jemez. This was home to some of the Jemez ancestors well before Spanish explorers reached this area in 1541. Jemez translates from the Pueblo's native Toa language to place of boiling waters. While the Jemez Springs well provides the most accessible example of those boiling waters, it is far from alone. Farther up the canyon, and a decent hike up one canyon wall, you will find the multiple pools of the Spence Hot Springs. Humans have been soaking in these and other area hot springs for centuries, sometimes seeking healing powers, sometimes simply relaxing. You could also relax at Fenton Lake. This scenic fishing hole is along the rugged fork of this byway that ultimately leads to the small town of Cuba. The opposite fork features the volcanic history that creates all of that hot spring water. That history is most evident along the stretch of pavement passing the Valles Caldera National Preserve. This immense pastoral valley had a violent beginning, formed by a volcanic eruption and collapse more than 1 million years ago. Today it is home to herds of elk and countless other wildlife. Visitors can hike, bike, hunt, fish, and sightsee, but the preserve keeps strict controls on all activities to maintain the pristine natural beauty of the area. The mountaintop community of Los Alamos is just a short drive away. Manhattan Project scientists here in the 1940s developed the atomic bomb. The National Laboratory here maintains its role as a center for nuclear science and research. The Bradbury Museum offers visitors a glimpse of that scientific history, and Los Alamos' Art Center at Fuller Lodge is in a historic John Gaw Meem-designed log building. The lodge was home to the Los Alamos Ranch School in 1928, a decade before the mountain community became an atomic research center. And centuries before anyone lived in Los Alamos, humans were thriving in nearby Frijoles Canyon. From the mid-12th century until the mid-16th century, the cliff-dweller ruins of Bandelier National Monument were home to the ancestors of today's Pueblo residents. The Jemez Mountain Trail is home to an overabundance of wonders, both natural and man-made. It isn't on a main highway, and isn't really the fastest way to get anywhere. Which is fine, since you'll want to take your time on this trip through time.